At least 5 civilians have been killed and 12 others wounded among dozens of casualties in recent fighting in the Libyan migrant smuggling hub of Sabratha. The UN mission in Libya says Sabratha's university hospital has been hit twice by shelling, rendering the emergency and surgery units unusable. The clashes have pitted the Anas al-Dabashi Brigade, a powerful armed group previously known for migrant smuggling, against the operations room to combat the Islamic State, a group formed last year to oust jihadists from Sabratha. According to reports, fighting broke out when a Dabashi Brigade member was shot dead at a checkpoint, but the brigade's head attributes the underlying cause to the group's move to stop the departure of migrant boats to Italy following a deal with the UN-backed government in Tripoli. Sabratha had been the most common departure point for migrants setting off towards Italy from Libya until a sudden drop in crossings from July. Now, there have been reactions following the shooting in Las Vegas when a 64-year-old retiree armed and attacked an outdoor music festival from a high-rise hotel window on Sunday, killing at least 59 people. It's the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The U.S. government calls it a terror attack, and world leaders describe the incident as unacceptable. But what lessons are there for African leaders to learn? A former commissioner of police and anti-terror expert, Emmanuel Ojukwu, joins us now to talk about this. It's good to have you join us on Network Africa. How do you explain an attack like this where a 64-year-old man opens fire on the crowd in Las Vegas, killing over 50 and injuring over 500?
Well, I watched a bit of the clips, and it was nauseating, shocking, and traumatic. I think that horror and hell have no better descriptions than what that man did to humanity. It's unimaginable that somebody will wake up and then had such evil of monumental proportions against fellow human beings. As many people have reacted, it's unacceptable, and it shows the level of depravity the world has gotten into. We now value life less than even animals. We have so many such cases in the U.S. and some other parts of the world. People run into crowds, maim people, kill people, render families useless, and destroy so much property, as if they're depraved human beings. It's still a shock to me, and I do know that in the days to come, leaders will take proper action to save lives of our people.
Well, talking about taking proper action now, let's look at Africa and precisely Nigeria. Now, if this had happened here, how do you think we would have handled it?
Well, there was something close to that happened somewhere in Anambra State. You know, some guys went to a church and began killing people. It took quite some time before the police responded. What I think that Nigerians should wake up to is that the reality is that it can happen to anybody. Anybody can be a victim. If we fail to do proper things in terms of environment planning, in terms of making facilities available for law enforcement to respond to such emergencies, in terms of effectively enforcing our laws and calling a spade by its right name, anybody can be a victim. So I think the political will to effectively make good laws and enforce them appropriately should be the watchword.
Now, you just mentioned that there's been a similar occurrence in Nigeria, but what lessons are there to learn from incidents like this?
One lesson, as earlier on mentioned, is that it can happen anywhere. One is that anybody can be a victim, and should one encounter such an ugly incident, the person should first of all take cover. Hide behind a wall, behind a pillar, behind a chair, a refrigerator. Then take time to listen. Where is the threat coming from? That will now motivate the person to take the next step to run away more from that danger. Sometimes we panic, there will be stampede, people are trampled upon, some more get suffocated, they choke to death, and some run into the firing line of the enemy. So first of all is to get out of that scene without harm and without much damage to yourself or some other persons. Two is that in urban planning, we need to begin to create spaces. There are parts of this country that you can't access the next house because roads are so tiny. There's no planning. People violate environmental laws, build houses anywhere. And in fact, in some areas, the gutters are too wide, some no gutters. And there's so much pollution. And even law enforcement to get to such a scenario, such scenes becomes a problem because such hindrances. So environment planning is there. Two is making provision for law enforcement to be able to be proactive, to be able to isolate some of these persons who may cause problem and remove them from circulation before they cause such harm. And where such harm is done, for law enforcement to be able to get to the scenes in good time. Response time is key in managing such incidents.
A former Commissioner of Police and anti-terror expert Emmanuel Ojukwu, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us on Network Africa.